Welcome back to the End Time Remnant YouTube channel. This is Dorothy, and today is September 23rd, 2025. I put out a video earlier, just letting you know where I've been the past couple of months. I am refreshed, I am recharged, I am rejuvenated, and definitely ready to continue the work of the Lord. There is no time like the present to share the good news of the gospel and encourage the people of God. If you've been connected to this ministry for any extended period of time, may the Lord bless you. It's good to be back and have you tune in. If you are a new subscriber to the channel, I welcome you with the love of the Lord. And if this video came up randomly in your feed, my prayer is that it blesses you however the Lord sees fit during this particular season of your life. So let's get down to business. Back in August, the middle of August, I had the opportunity to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, for a beautiful family event. And while I was down there, I wanted to go hiking at Catawba Falls, which was about 2.5 hours away from Charlotte. The hike itself was absolutely beautiful, just as the reviews online had said. So before I went, I kind of went online to see, what the hike was going to be and, what it looked like and, what the people had to say about it. And the reviews were great. However, the people online said the hike was easy, and no, it wasn't. Not for me anyway. It was hot, and there were times when I was just like, ugh, like what is this? But then I actually saw a lot of elderly folks coming back down the kind of mountainous terrain. And I said to myself, if these older folks hiked all the way up there to get to the top of that waterfall, like you can too. So there's no way you're turning around. You're not going back to the car. You're going to get up there. So I took my time. I made it to the waterfall. It was absolutely beautiful. And I just feel like it was worth every ounce of pain in my legs and sweat running down my face. It was a gorgeous day, and I really couldn't have asked for better weather. I didn't have a change of clothes to be able to jump into the falls and kind of get wet and swim around a little bit. But that particular area was nice and cool, so I kind of hung out on the rocks nearby for a little while. As I was leaving, something happened, and I knew the Lord was speaking loudly. I want to do my best to describe the terrain of the hike. So think pretty clear path, upward incline at times, but also a narrow path in certain areas, and very important for you to keep your head up and pay attention to where you were walking, right? Some of the paths were on a really steep incline with no guardrail, and one wrong step could have you tumbling down the side of this kind of mountainous type terrain into a ravine that was way down below. Like a fall from a certain area on that path could have just really been catastrophic. So as I'm walking back down the trail, so I've already gotten to the waterfall, I've spent a little time there, and I'm ready to head back to my car. As I'm walking down the trail, I am very intentional about my head being up and looking straight ahead of me so that I can see the trail clearly and make sure I was nowhere near the ledge. Okay? Just as I'm walking, I have a thought in my head to look down. Like right away, look down. Like something came through my head and it said, look down. And just in that moment, a snake slithers right past my foot, and I quickly move out of its way. The first thing I noticed about the snake was that its color blended in so well with the ground that I couldn't believe I was even able to see it and identify it so quickly. Now, I love to hike, and I love to take walks in the park. So I am no stranger to seeing a snake every now and again. However, I'd never seen a snake that blended in so well with the ground it was slithering on. Okay? The next thing I noticed was that the snake was relatively small, so it wasn't large at all. And as I continued to walk forward, I knew that there was a prophetic message in what I'd just experienced. Okay? Firstly, along with every season of transition or promotion of any kind, the Lord will always ensure that you know precisely who is around you. Seasons change, and so do people. Okay? Sometimes people that walked with you through the wilderness may not necessarily be the same people the Lord wants to accompany you into the promised land. God sees things that we can't, and there could be countless reasons why this is the case. I couldn't even begin to list all of the reasons why this might be the case, right? I was walking straight with my head up, and I received an unction to look down at a certain point. Right? Had I ignored the unction or looked down any later, I may have missed the snake slithering by my foot. Okay, the Lord was letting me know that it is snake season, right? But I don't have to worry about having to try to identify them on my own, that He would cause me to notice at the right time so that I could move accordingly. There was no way I would have seen that snake on my own. Okay? Again, I peeped the color of the snake, and it blended in very well with the ground environment. Okay? And I believe the Lord was letting me know that these snakes won't always be obvious to the natural eye at first, but that I have been given the gift of razor-sharp spiritual discernment. All right? I have a watchman's eye, and to use that watchman's eye to pay very close attention to what He is revealing about people's true colors during this season. Okay? Like I said before, seasons change, and so do people. And finally, I noticed the snake was relatively small. And I believe the Lord wanted me to understand that it is important not to underestimate the small snakes, right? A snake is still a snake and should be seen as such. Because, see, sometimes we can see that something is off base, but we play it down because, that wasn't such a big deal. It could have been worse. Right? But the truth of the matter is that if the Lord is showing you certain signs about people, or certain characteristics about people, certain behaviors about people, it's for a reason. Right? And I do encourage you to know the difference between spiritual discernment and your own paranoia. Okay? And this definitely wasn't my own paranoia. And I would later find that out as the Lord began to just literally one thing after the other. So the experience that I had at Catawba Falls happened in mid-August, and I can't even begin to tell you the details of how much has been revealed about a particular person since then. So we're only talking a little over a month. Okay? I'm telling you one thing after the other. The Lord is causing me to look out of the corner of my eye and take notice of the things that this person is doing. There is no way for you to consider this individual someone who is close to you. You understand what I'm saying? The best way to describe it is just the behavior. It's just absolutely shady things. Shady. You know what I mean? Things that will make you go, really? Like you did that to me? That's that type of thing. Like, one thing after the other that would literally just cause you to scratch your temple in complete bewilderment. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even believe you did that, right? Just weirdo, shady type stuff. Now, God is not in the business of sowing seeds of division and chaos. Okay? He hasn't been pointing out these things to me so that I can be offended and mean-spirited toward this individual. Absolutely not. I have been actually in prayer for this individual. He is pointing out this person because for quite some time they've been in my circle, but they're not really in my corner. All right? This person is not for me. And snakes have a way of hiding. Right? They have a way of blending in with the environment so as to go unnoticed. But in this new season of my life, God is faithful enough to show me what I need to see in a timely manner so that I'm aware. Right? Just as God uses people, so does Satan. It's not a game. Right? We are called to be wise as serpents and gentle as doves. Wise enough to see this behavior and gentle as a dove with this person. No reason to be mean. No reason to be nasty at all. I see you and I will handle you accordingly. I will move circumspectly when it comes to you. Right? And so for those of you who are literally walking in your new season, do not be surprised if the Lord is slowly showing you certain things about people. Again, it is not so that you can mistreat them or be mean to them or be nasty toward them, but rather so you will be aware of who they are, the heart that they really have for you, and you'll be able to move in wisdom as it relates to your encounters with them. Right? You don't want anyone who doesn't belong with you riding your coattails into the promised land. Okay? You don't want any trespassers on your promised land. Okay? So during this time, just pay close attention to what the Lord is showing you about the people around you. And so that's all I have for you on this particular video. And God willing, I'll see you next time.